My n specifically is a 2, so isn't that just a 3 factorial? Times my x minus 9 raised to the, I don't remember, is that the third power? That is a 9 again, not an a. That's less than 100. You guys okay over here so I can erase it and use my space? Well, here too, jeepers. It's time to relax again because it's another math D question. And with this math D question, let me solve for x. And I see that x minus 9 to the third power is bounded above by, I don't know. Isn't it this? You guys, can I cheat? Can I steal that number right there, which is nothing more than that function? I'm just trying to save time. And I think that means x minus 9 cubed is less than or equal to, okay, I blew it. I turned off my computer, but that's okay. I got my own calculator. I'm coming up with this. I'm coming up with this. Can I do a better approximation? I'm tired. Can I do this? Which means x minus 9 is bounded above by, well, the cube root of 29. Can't put these in absolute values. But I think the cube root of 29 is the following. Can't be that crude. It's really 3.07 something. Which means, I think, that x is going to be, or x minus 9 is sandwiched from 3 and negative 3.
So
Which means x itself is sandwiched between 12 and...
is there any reason why you rounded it to a whole number?
Because it's so close. I mean, it was really this.
But it's
Because I'm beating the clock.
27 is the cube root evaluates to 3, so I mean it just seems kind of.
Oh yeah, you know what? You're right. Superficially, but you know what?
27.
Yeah, that's what I come up with.
Okay.
I guess this number is far out enough of the cube root function.
Okay.
I'm leveling out pretty darn well.
Okay.
And I think, oh no, I erased. I think that means x itself is, I can't do the arithmetic. Sorry, thank you. So bottom line, I think if you want the accuracy of your value to be within 1/100th of a value, just choose x to be between 6 and 12. Are you there? Gosh, you guys, there's so much I want to say. I think I can do it. Are you guys ready? To differentiate, you think it's a bit of work? Yeah, I do. Can we just not do
A little
it?
bit.
I got a better idea. Why don't you and I come in and simply take the power series for e to the x like this. Oh no.
Unless that's a 3, it's a 6.
It's 3
I know,
factorial.
3 factorial, which is 6. And I think the power series expansion for the sine function is, gosh, how does that look? Something like this.
So which power series should we commit to memory?
At minimum, no e to the x, no sine of x, no the cosine of x.
Cosine of x, sine of x, e to the x.
I have to confess, if you're in a crunch, you can always drive them out of thin air.
Yeah, I know.
But I think those should come up pretty quickly. You guys, check this out. Watch me play a first grade game. I'm gonna circle this 1, and I'm gonna multiply it by everything upstairs. And I think that's gonna give me an x minus 1/6 x cubed plus 120, yikes, over x to the 5th, plus other stuff. If I multiply, however, x by every term upstairs, I think that's gonna give me x squared minus 1/6 x to the 4th. My apologies, I need to slide over. I said minus 1/6 x to the 4th. Is that a positive 1/120th x to the 6th? Let me play this green game. Let me multiply the circle term by everything upstairs. I think that's going to give me a positive 1/2 x cubed minus a 1/12 x to the 5th plus, can I stop? Look at my columns. They're quite diagonal, aren't they? And since this is more of an upper triangular representation of the product, I think to generate the first 3 terms, I'm just simply going to look at these 3 terms. I think I've got an x plus x squared plus 1/3 x cubed plus stuff. Check that out. I've got the first 3 terms of the expansion of multiplying those 2 power series together.
Is that really easier than differentiating?
Oh gosh, I think so. Look at how much board space I get. Instead of differentiating with the product rule over and over and again. And
You'd only have to do it twice.
Yeah, okay, maybe so. But if I want to go to T3, I have to differentiate. What about evaluating limits? Isn't this the same as the limit, as x plays its game of a bunch of stuff? We're in the numerative position. I've got the power series representation of the sign of x. That's just this. Oh shoot, wait a minute, I missed a couple terms. I missed my minus x minus 1/6 x cubed. Oh, I also missed my denominator. I'll put it in. But that means I'm taking the limit as x goes to 0 of stuff, but you know what? I get a lot of cancellation. Number 1, I think these 2 terms cancel with these 2 terms. Oh, did I make a mistake? You guys, I really did. Can I, because I'm making this up out of thin air, can I just make it a pretty example by changing that? I wanted to cancel. I'm sorry. And I think it does leave me, however, you guys, let's check this out. Cancellation. Would that be a 1 over 5 times 5 factorial? Plus the next term, which is minus something times x squared, plus some other thing times x to the 4th, etc., etc., etc. In other words, you guys, I get a bunch of terms in here, each of which involves at least 1 factor of x, except for the first term. So now when I evaluate, as x goes to 0, I'm just simply left with this. I know it's a goofy question. I made up a limit out of thin air. I'm just simply saying, sometimes within the limit it looks nasty enough, you could use power series to evaluate the limit. I'm a bit contrived. I made a mistake with the arithmetic in my head, which you see in red I changed. But the point is, some of these limits I can evaluate. Not ground shattering, but something we should consider.
Now, when you evaluate, or when you do all the cancellation, and you understand you split it up over the addition sign, or the subtraction sign in this case, and you get that, and then you get something blah blah, but the blah blah is 7 factorial, or 5 over 7 factorial.
Actually, wouldn't it be a 1 over 5 times 7 factorial?
Yes.
times x squared.
Yes.
So
Oh,
my
the-
something is 1 over
oh, I
5.7. I was just being lazy. I didn't compute the coefficient because I got a factor of x squared, which is going to go to 0. So who cares what the coefficient is? You guys, I know we're supposed to be done. Can I take another minute to talk about what's to come? How about this? Can I skip section 10.2?
Yes.
So I think section 10.2 is nothing more than what you already saw in trigonometry. There's no calculus. So I think what I'd like to do is just go into section 10.1. 10.1, with the way the book covers the material, is mind-shatteringly simplistic. Doesn't go very deep into anything. Parametric equations, we've already studied that back in trigonometry. I'm just going to discuss the calculus notions. I misspoke. I say calculus notions plural. I'm calculus notion, namely differentiation. That's going to take very little time to perform. I think on Monday I will then go into the calculus of polar coordinates. It's just not that bad. I think I can tackle that in one day without feeling rushed.
What chapter is that?
So that means on Monday I'd like to cover 10.1 and 10.3. That does leave another section, 10.4, that has no calculus. So how about I leave 10.4 till Tuesday, spend no more than a half hour, there's no calculus with it, and then we can spend the rest of the time reviewing.
And so, the way that the test is split up,
Yeah, how do you want the test split up? Because I'm going to write that this weekend.
I'd kind of like to do new stuff first, and then
Okay, here's
review
one vote.
second.
Let's see a show of hands on Wednesday, new stuff. Oh, there's too few of us. Let me see again. Oh, forget it. That's truly a majority.
Also,
So new on Wednesday and old stuff on
on
Thursday.
Thursday, okay. Also,
Okay, Wednesday.
since we
Are
like
they gonna be-
really do have a crunch for time in studying, is there any way you might be able to like tell us what's not going to be on the test, or any particular chapters that?
I don't know.
We did like a night study review material.
Yeah.
Both parts of the test can't be weighted the same, because one test is covering a lot more material, right?
I know, but I feel like I should cover the last 2 weeks like a regular exam.
My opinion is we should take what's gonna be covering the bulk of our points on the first day of finals, and then everything that's, worth, a fraction of what, the bulk of what we're being tested on the next day.
What was it, like a
Does that make
50-50
sense?
split, new material, old
I
material?
mean, in terms of points,
Well, you'll know
what are
by
we
Monday,
talking
right,
about
what's
here,
gonna be on the Wednesday part and what's gonna be on Thursday.
In terms of points. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking that at this point maybe half and half. I'm thinking. Yeah, I hate to weight Wednesday's new material too lightly in terms of points, only because it's like 2 weeks we have summer session, and every 2 weeks we do have a 100-point exam. So I'm feeling comfortable saying divvy up half and half. So somewhere between 70 and 80 points on Wednesday, and the corresponding remaining 70, 80 points on
Thursday.
Thursday. Like I said, I'll get my days straight.
Okay.
Like 150 points altogether.
Yeah, it was originally a 150-point exam anyways. I know I'm writing it this weekend after we made this decision. I promise you when I write it, in my head, I'm going to write it as an exam. You take them one day. I'm just splitting up over 2 days. Now, to answer your question, Bradley, you guys, if you want to go, you can. I'm sorry. I'm going to answer this question, then put homework on the board.
If we wanted to take it all in one day, could we?
Of course. Yeah, you want to get out of here early? That'll work. Or,
Consider your options.
I would never put section 6.1 on the final. I just wouldn't.
Which one was that again?
Velocity net change.
Oh, it's
It's,
the one.
it's more of a
Okay.
math 30 question anyways. I'm not going to put in the final section 8.2. Sequences.
Okay.
Okay, now I know I'm not doing a good job answering your question because I didn't cut out lunch. But now can I talk about what's...
So does that mean no
Emphasis.
8.1 either? Because sequences? We only did sequences in 8.1.
Well, 8.1 had important material that was used in later sections,
Okay,
in terms of series.
okay.
Here's what you should emphasize. Physical applications in chapter 6. Volumes in chapter 6. Can I throw out 6.2 as well? Determine areas bounded by curves.
Or out.
Throw out.
So we're not doing that?
I think everything in chapter 7 is, well, not everything. I think the first 5 sections in chapter 7 are just so huge. Look at how I emphasize it, even on the exam I just passed back with differential equations. You need to know the integration techniques. You can't even imagine a Math 31 final without multiple integration techniques on it, I hope. And you know, at this point, as far as section 8.4 and beyond are concerned, you know what, that's the new material. It's hard for me to dive in there and say what is and is not important. I think all of it's just kind of really there. I will not ask a question directly out of 10.2, because that is just graphing polar equations, and if you're rusty on that, that's what you need to tackle this weekend. Make sure you do, because when I come to class Monday and I start performing calculus on those polar curves, I expect you to be there. I think that's fair for me to do. It's not because I'm rushing, partly it is, but because I think I have the right to do that in this review material.
Can you maybe review some of the trig steps on Saturday? for that?
Absolutely. Saturday's your day. I'll do whatever you like.
Okay.
So you said you won't ask a question on 10.2, or you will ask a question?
I will not. However, if I ask you question 10.3, it could necessitate graphing polar graphs.
Oh.
I just want to ask you directly a 10.2 question. Okay, if you guys want to take off, you can. I'm just writing homework on the board.
Is there a 9.4 homework?
What?
Is there a 9.4 homework? at all?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm getting to.
Oh, so this is new stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
And will we have a quiz this week?
Yes. I got a lunch engagement I've got to rush to. Then I'll come back and it might be as late as 5 o'clock.
Of course. Do we have a quiz on Wednesday? Let's take on
On Tuesday? Yeah, let's do a quiz on Tuesday for practice.
quiz on Tuesday.
Oh, here it is. My goodness.
Still moving into the math center?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I was just gonna grab a bite to eat and bring it in there.
Actually, today's Thursday.
Yeah. Hoping to go through chapter 8, basically.
Let me make a phone call and I'll let you know.
Okay.
So, you guys, what did I miss in section 9.2 that I can assign that covers any blank spots? Oh, lots.
Just gonna take a picture of this.
Don't mess around.
You're signed, but you know what? This is the last serious homework assignment we have.
Yeah.
And at least you got the weekend for it.
And
Sorry I'm so slow.
the other stuff you assigned was pretty simple.
Simple.
Yeah, I
I
went through it
haven't
pretty
had a chance to
fast.
do it today.
I didn't go through 9.3 yet. But I practiced that like 3 days ago before doing all the other sections, because
You're a jerk, dude.
it seems like,
You should have some kids.
well, the other sections kind of just split it up into smaller increments,
Uh-huh.
but 9.3 just kind of dives straight into it, so.
Doing now taking close up of the disc. That's pretty cool.
See anything interesting there?
No. Just like the pattern. It's pretty.
I like patterns. Don't like sequence patterns, but I like patterns.
I can live with
Is this your payback for?
Are you gonna go to the Mount Center here?
that. Yeah, yes, my payment.
Alright, I'm gonna grab some like,
get to
Chinese
do
food.
this, you get to do
Yeah,
this.
over there, yeah. I want some Chinese food.